Hello, all. As some of you may or may not guess by how I sound right now, I actually just worked the last 2 nights. Yesterday after work, however, I made a trip down to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, for this here Welbilt. Now, there's a particular reason I went after this unit. Generally speaking, I always thought the Welbilts were kind of plain. However, now hear me out, it's kind of a nostalgic reason in a sense. Now, this unit, from what I understand, is 1960s. From what I gather. Now, mind you, when I was a kid, and actually up until last year, I didn't even know what this unit was, or even have a ghost of an idea who made it. All I remember is I've seen 4 of these units before my lifetime. 2 of them were in the Roxborough section of Philadelphia. One was actually in my neighborhood in the old Durnley Park mansion. It was on, Flamingo Street and what the hell was the other? Flamingo Street definitely was one of them, and the other intersection, Silverton or something like that. Anyway, it was right by the Roxborough Bible Chapel, the lower Roxborough Reservoir, or the upper Roxborough Reservoir was there, the small one. And this was in that mansion on, I think, the Silverton Street side, on like a second or third story window, but far away. I couldn't really get close enough to it to see what it was. But I remember it was rusted. And the last time I seen this unit was when I lived there back in 2004, because I moved to Florida in 2005. So I couldn't see the side vents at all. All I remember seeing is looking at that creepy old abandoned mansion and just seeing that. Bare coils and this grill. I'm like, oh, that's freaking cool. Then a couple weeks later, like I said, I know this is basically right when I first moved into the area. There was another one off of Ridge Avenue, down a little bit by, I think where the hell that one was. It was past the Roxborough High School. It was like a deli down there, a cappuccino shop. Yeah, it was down that way, and it was off a side street. You could see it from Ridge Avenue. I think it might have been like an old bank or something. I can't remember what the hell even. That was way too long. You're talking about the first half of my life. I was like, actually, it would have been before 2004. Yeah, that would have been like 2000. I was probably like 10 or 11 when I noticed it. And I'm gonna go with the one that was closest to me the whole entire time, and that's actually, believe it or not, is actually the one I noticed last. When I moved to Vero Beach, Florida, right off the old Dixie Highway, in between the Dixie Heights neighborhood and the Highlands neighborhood, there was one like this too, in an old, creepy, abandoned farmhouse. And I know it sounds funny, a farmhouse in Vero Beach, Florida, but I honestly got it looked like a farm to me. And it wasn't used in a long time. It was an old, creepy Victorian. There was one of these also on a second or third story window facing the old Dixie Highway. And again, I never got close enough to see it up close, but all I remember is that view, and it was rusted to hell. As were the other 2 that I remember seeing. Then in the Indian Creek section of Levittown, and Florida would have been 2004 and 2005, because I lived there for a year. I came back to PA. I was out, riding my bike. I was still a teenager at the time. I ended up driving through the Indian Creek section of Levittown, which is right across from Golden Ridge, which is the section that I was from. And there was one of these in the front of this house, right on, I think it was Indian Creek Drive. I can tell you exactly where it's at. That unit is unfortunately gone now too. The only one I know that might still be there is the one in Florida, actually. And even then, I kind of have my doubts. That was 16 years ago. So now rewind and fast forward to last year. Someone posted a freaking picture of one of these, and like I said, I was never a Welbilt guy. Someone posted a picture of one of these on freaking Facebook Marketplace last year up in Sunbury, PA. And I was like, freaking, Welbilt, whatever. And, I just so happened, and I'm like, oh, wait, this ain't your typical Welbilt, because most Welbilts have the control panel, down here under the adjustable louvers. This one did not. Had it on top. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to check it out quick and see if I've ever seen one. And lo and behold, I'm scrolling through the photos, and I see that. And I'm like, no shit. they say it was a free ad, so I tried to get it and it was gone. I'm like, damn, you know, I'm probably never ever in a million years going to see that again. And I'm pretty sure I had the photo saved to Flickr, I believe. I'm like 99.9% positive that I saved the photos. Well, son of a bitch, if one of these didn't show up the other night, would have been Wednesday, Wednesday, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday afternoon when I had work. So I sent the lady a message. It was $40. I'm like, shit, even at that, someone's going to snag this up. And I got lucky. It said no holds, cash only pickup on it. I'm like, shit, I got to act on this now. So I sent her a message for shits and giggles. He said, yeah, no one else claimed me, that's yours. So I drove down right after work, came back. I was dead ass freaking tired, but it was totally worth it. I did not fire this up yet. I was told it works, but we're going to find out. It is immaculate. In much better shape than the free when it was in Sunbury. It honestly looks like this thing had maybe used a couple seasons. I don't see the first speck of rust I noticed on is actually right down there, and even that does not look that bad. Get back to 1X. I need to take a comb to the condenser coils, but like I said, I can't even complain about that. A little bit of surface dirt, no rust inside whatsoever. I didn't look at the bottom yet. Maybe someone drilled like a drain hole at one point. But seriously, don't look like it has much use on it. And the side panels seem to still work. I didn't really mess with it too much. I'm sure they do. But anyway, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me yabbing about my, stupid childhood memories and stories and shit like that. So I'm just going to get right to the point now. Look at the data plate. I know everyone likes to see the data plates. It is, I can probably sneak back here. Oh yeah, I can. Check that out. Ain't that something? Oh, you can see that really good. So we have 115 volts, 7.5 amps, 875 watts, 5,000 BTUs, which puts it at about 7 EER, but whatever. It's not 875 watts. Isn't really nothing at all. Model number is just simple. Model number 723. Cycle 60 times because it's in America. Obviously, everything in America is 60 hertz. Britain, I think, is 50. I don't know. I don't live in Britain. That's just a serial number. It's kind of irrelevant. What kind of blade is that? Oh, it's a blade. You can see it hiding back there. That'll hurt. I'm going to start it off on fan. Let's see how quiet it is now. The Welbilts I'm used to, the reason I didn't like them was because, first of all, I thought they were kind of cheesy looking. This one actually kind of has a sleek design to it. So I actually kind of like it a little bit. I may actually even put it to use someday if I, have a small window or whatever. But I'm definitely keeping it for my arsenal because it brings back memories. It was loud. The other Welbilts I've seen were loud. And KB actually has all my Welbilts, I believe. I have the thermostat all the way down, so we'll see what quiet is. Usually, most units with only one fan speed, the fan's usually high. Right now, I can tell you it's a little loud for a bedroom. However, it does have an excellent airflow. That's insanely loud for a bedroom unit. However, like I said, it blows really powerful. So I bet you could get away with doing a space that would require 10,000 BTU unit with this unit just because of the insane airflow. It'd actually make it a good candidate for a garage if I didn't already have a kick-ass Feathers and Admiral over there. So, not to mention, the thing here is just cool looking. So fan is actually on the low speed, which is very unusual. I don't know what kind of compressor it has, but it punches at some pretty good weight, which is not surprising at all for this era of units. I'm thinking this is actually early 1960s. Now, I actually always thought that these were 50s era units, but I wasn't really sure. Anyway, let's see what we got. I can't even tell what kind of compressor that is. Probably a pancake, but it kind of doesn't look like it. I don't know what it is. Packs a good punch, though, as far as weight goes. Here we goes nothing. I'd say an AJ if it wasn't 5,000 BTUs, but I doubt a 5,000 BTU has an AJ in it. And it sucks in through the condenser and blows out the side, I noticed. I think it has side vents on both sides, I believe. Oh, it's getting colder. That is cold, wow. You're gonna build head pressure already? I like that. The lid was kind of directed away and then just kind of blow it down out of the way. Not a bad setup at all. Oh, okay. There you go. That ain't that bad. If it was like a larger bedroom where the unit's far away from where you're trying to sleep, it might not be that bad. It does blow pretty cold. It's almost as bad as Dave's portable cold. That thing, I thought that was kind of like a screamer. On regular cool, this thing's not too far behind it. I would literally only run down on quiet. Anyway. Actually, keep in mind this is relatively hot in this garage right now. So it's blowing air roughly 20 degrees colder than what it's sucking into it. Just very loudly though. Must be like a 1960 thing, having these, all the grills clip on with a screw like that. That's fine. Oh, compressor flipped off. Man. That sucks. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's got a full charge for sure. It's all condensation. The whole thing, the whole evaporator. That is nice. It's a little bit dirty. I'd say new bright it up. This thing is actually ready to go. It don't even need to be painted. The thing is ready to rock and roll. Alright guys, well anyway. Last look around. Check out the wind outside. See if it needs lubed. Nah, that thing's fine. Awesome. Well guys, thank you for watching and let me know what you think.